Hi guys, how are you?
I'm good. How
Great.
are you
How are
doing?
you?
I'm doing great to start. Uh, what a way to end a show on the first episode because I was fully invested in this political drama and then I gasped out loud on my couch and was like, all right,
Yep.
start the next episode. I want to keep going. But it does make all of these characters both fascinating and also kind of villains within their own story just because of the grand scope of what is being told. So for you guys, when you're putting all those layers on top of a character, especially in the modern storyline, what for you is the most interesting part of these women to kind of dive into?
I think it was just so exciting. I mean, Dan is such a brilliant writer, so he wrote these really complex, believable people. And it's so fun to be able to play, women in positions of power in a world like this. And honestly, it was kind of there on the page. When you are given the gift of flashbacks and insight into where your characters have come from, what they've been through, why they are who they are now, it just allows you to flesh these people out more specifically and, give them a beating heart that hopefully people recognize.
Yeah, and Sarah, I do love that. One of my favorite things your character says within 2 minutes is uh when Sterling's character comes in and it's like, oh, well, you're his therapist, and you're like, well, you used to also be uh mine, and it's like a very fun dynamic for you. How fun is it to kind of play that aspect of your relationship with Sterling's character as well as when we get to see flashback with the present?
Say that last part again because you cut out. As far as the flashback with what?
With both Sterling or the present with Sterling's character and the flashback with the present with James Marsden.
Oh, got it. Okay, yes. Well, much to what Julianne was saying is Dan's writing is so delicious. It's so rich and juicy and filled with twists that you didn't see coming. So, you know, everyone on the show is doing mischievous things. Everyone is presenting to be somebody that they're not, and there are secrets and layers to everyone. With Gabriella, I think in the beginning, I just kept waiting to see when she was going to twirl her mustache and give her maniacal laugh, but then that moment sort of didn't come. But what was great about her is that she has, from the flashbacks to the current day, she has maintained similar in a sense that there is a very steady softness about her. And and I think that is like a point of comfort, especially for Sinatra. And something I think she offers to Sterling as well. Eventually, he ends up opening up to her. So, it's a lane that I found myself really appreciating living in as an actor. Everyone is doing all this other stuff, and I am very specifically in this one lane of the open heart, the optimistic person, the softness, the one who sees the vulnerabilities in people and chooses to lead with that, really looking at the highest sort of greatest good for all type of outlook.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said Sinatra because I'm a Frank fan, so I instantly was like, this rules. I love that she is called Sinatra. But
Uh,
in that world where there are code names and you have the president has one, everyone has one, have you thought about what your code name would, like what you would want your own personal name to be?
I have a soft spot. I lived in New York in Little Italy when it still existed in New York City in the early 90s. I lived on Mott between Houston and Prince, where there were still like social clubs set up. And there were those men like sitting out in their seats, just sort of like keeping an eye on the neighborhood. And there was one in particular who was always calling me Freckles. And so I'd be like, Freckles, he just kept an eye on me if I was home late at night, whatever. And it was really, so I still remember that fondly. And so I'll be
Freckles.
Freckles.
That's so
Yeah.
cute. I think I would be a little bit, little bit. I
That's
like that one.
crazy. Wait, I have freckles, so people used to call me Freckles, and my middle name is Elizabeth, and my grandpa used to call me Little Bit because I couldn't say my middle name. So it
Oh
was just so
my
crazy.
gosh. That is
Guys,
wild. I love that. Wow.
conversations with God
I
happening
know,
right here.
exactly.
That
Exactly.
was crazy.
That's very cool.
So sweet.
Well, thank you guys so much for talking with me. I have to say before I leave, Julianne, August Osage County is one of my dream roles is Ivy. So it feels so great to talk to you today because that's one of my dream
Yes.
roles.
That's so nice.
Yes.
Do
She
you
was
mean
amazing
you
in
want
that.
to play Ivy? Are you an actor? You want to play Ivy?
Yeah.
I love that for you. I hope you play Ivy.
Yes, when I was in college, I wanted it.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you.
And she was
Thank you guys.
incredible
Have
at
a
it.
great
She was
day.
masterful.
Tracy Letts.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.